Bitch, the Jaclyn Hill and Jaclyn Cosmetics tea is piping hot today. Hey guys, welcome to Mango Tea and thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, my name is Steven Mango and I'm a drama channel that covers beauty drama in the beauty community. So if you want to stay up to date on all things drama, please make sure to go down below, click on that subscribe button as well as the bell icon right next to it so you stay notified whenever I release a new video. So today I am joined by my husband Jeff. If you are new, you may not know, but Jeff is an attorney and we are going to be asking Jeff questions regarding the Jaclyn Hill and Jaclyn Cosmetics drama that's been going down over the last couple weeks with the launch of her lipsticks. Jeff is our expert today who's going to be answering all of your legal questions, more so from the fact of the aftermath of everything that's gone down over the last couple days with Jaclyn Hill and Jaclyn Cosmetics. We initially released a video where Jeff came on my channel and was asking and answering questions back and forth about Jaclyn Cosmetics, but there's been a lot that's happened since then, a lot of new legal issues that could be arising. So as Jeff is a very popular guest on my channel, I decided to bring him back so we can be doing a question and answer for you guys about Jaclyn Hill and Jaclyn Cosmetics. So thank you for joining us today, Jeffrey.
Yeah, but some of you have commented, especially in the last video where I answered questions, that I appeared drunk or stoned because my eyes are so closed, and it's because I have a great sensitivity to light and particularly the ring light that's used. So I am neither of those things. It's been a long time since I've imbibed any kind of mood-altering substance. So I'm going to put on these glasses because I don't feel like squinting through the whole video, and I'm sure it's annoying for you. But now
you can see the ring light in your glasses.
Well, that
you look like a bug.
That shows you how bright the damn thing is.
So let me go. We have a lot of questions to go through, so we're going to just jump right on into it. The first question that we have is, does Jaclyn have a case against her lab due to the contamination of her lipsticks? So this would be the lab that actually manufactured the Jaclyn Cosmetics. If they were the ones to make the lipsticks, since I'm sure Jaclyn's not in her kitchen like John Cucky and making kitchen cosmetics, obviously Jaclyn paid a lot of money to this lab to produce the 300,000 units. And if they produced these lipsticks and they were actually contaminated with mold or other sort of hairs or fibers or metal shards, given that Jaclyn's the CEO of the company and given that this lab is the one who is responsible for making these products due to up to a certain standard, does Jaclyn have a case to sue her lab for making this an issue?
Well, to me, we're conflating two different things, a lab and a manufacturing facility. If a laboratory analyzed her products and found that they were perfect, A-OK, then whatever damages Ms. Hill has suffered as a result of that, loss of business and so forth, she could make a claim against the lab. The manufacturing facility is the plant or the operation where the product is actually generated and manufactured. And similarly, if she had damages, which apparently she does, she would have a case against the manufacturing facility. I always try to, be exact in my phraseology in terms of art. When you say, can she make a claim? I can make a claim against you for wearing that green shirt. A viewer out there could make a claim because they're offended I put sunglasses on. The question is it a valid claim?
And that's what I'm asking.
Is it a claim that is likely to be sustained, or is it likely not to be? So yeah, if she pays out a bunch of money, she suffers a lot of loss of business and revenue and reputation and business goodwill, because that's always an element of a business and a company's value is its goodwill, then yeah, they might have a problem.
What about in terms of her business? This is just my question. If she has this business and she puts out these lipsticks and now it's all over the internet that she's putting out these crappy products and they're contaminated and gross, could she then, for her own reputation, have some type of claim against them, like, hey, like, you ruined the name in my future business and any sort of income that I might be making? Like, if I had a successful launch, Jaclyn Cosmetics could be huge. So could she sue them for any type of future loss or for ruining her business name by being that this lab was the one who was trusted to put out a quality product for her?
Well, I hate to be repetitive and exact.
She could file a claim for anything, but I'm saying,
right.
Could that be a valid claim?
I don't know, and the reason I don't know is she has to pick one. She can either, Jaclyn Cosmetics can sue for its losses, or she can't double dip from the same pie for the same damages. So she could have a claim that her personal reputation was damaged, but then she would want to sue on her own behalf, and she can't get damages for the same thing twice. You understand what I'm saying? You can't say, my company lost its reputation and I did, unless they both sue. She could sue for both, but what's going to happen is the jury's going to award the same amount. There is a loss, and then it's apportioned between the two people that are suing. In this case, her personally, as an individual, and the company itself.
Could the lab then, or the manufacturing facility or any of that, could they file bankruptcy to avoid a possible payout to Jaclyn, given that this could be over several $1 million worth of damages?
They could. It depends on if they what their assets are and what their liabilities are. And
big of a scale of a production.
That's all determined in bankruptcy court, which would sift through that information and figure out if the company or the manufacturing is insolvent or not.
Would there be an insurance policy that would reimburse Jaclyn's consumers, and that's why Jaclyn needed to get the lab testing to prove their contamination for the insurance policy? Because Jaclyn said in her Instagram apology, she got $100,000 worth of testing for all these lipsticks and to prove probably their contamination level. Could there be an insurance policy for the business or whatever that she would have to show them, like, hey, look, my lipsticks were contaminated by the lab, and then the insurance policy would then let her open the claim and then say, hey, we'll reimburse your customers up to the $5 million or however much money if she's proving that they were dangerous?
It depends on what type of insurance policy she has versus the company has. Typically, a company like this will have an insurance policy that's for general liability. That means if someone used the lipstick and they broke out into a rash and they sued, or you found that there was some improper ingredient in it which injured someone, or if there was false advertising relating to it, the insurance will cover that. Typically, though, general liability policies, injury policies, advertising policies do not cover the company having to make a refund of the product to a consumer. Maybe the company bought that type of coverage. You can get pretty much insurance for anything. In the 40s, Betty Grable, the actress, had insurance on her legs if anything happened to him. Maybe it was Marlene Dietrich. Anyway, none of you people out there are going to know who I'm talking about anyway, so what's the point? So you can get insurance for almost anything through Lloyd's of London, but typically not.
Someone asked, is Jaclyn being shady by filing her LLC in Delaware, since there's more protection for businesses that have an LLC or a business in Delaware? It's considered a tax haven. There's different rules of how they govern businesses in Delaware. Could she have done that in order to have some type of tax benefit or some sort of personal, in terms of the liability of the company? Is it better to have it in Delaware?
If she's being shady by incorporating in Delaware, then a whole bunch of people are being shady, because Delaware is the corporate haven for many companies, and I don't think it has anything to do with taxes. I think it has to do with ease of incorporation and maybe the oversight that's performed.
Next question we have is, if Morphe is truly behind Jaclyn Cosmetics, could Morphe be held responsible for what ultimately happened for the demise of Jaclyn Cosmetics?
If it's the same company, if it's just a subsidiary of Morphe, that's a whole nother tangled web. I don't think she'd have much of a valid claim against Morphe if they made her, and somehow she would have to argue that her reputation was hurt as a result of something they did.
The next question was, if Jaclyn didn't get proper lab testing prior to releasing the products. Does this prove negligence on her part for not considering consumer safety, given if other people bring on a lawsuit to her, if there wasn't like a proper testing before releasing them? Because especially if she shelved them for several years, then there could be an argument of, well, you know, these are products that are going on people's face, they're cosmetics, they should be safe to use, especially when you put them on the market. But if she shelved them for years and certain ingredients have different shelf life, could she then be held responsible for not having these products tested more appropriately?
Again, I don't know whether it be she personally, but her company.
Or the company, rather.
If you have a product and it injures someone, then the company that makes or distributes or sells the product is strictly liable for any damages and injuries that are sustained. So one piece of evidence that would go along is if it was shown that no testing was done on this product before it was distributed to people, and they then had a bad reaction or were injured, that's one thing. If it's simply that there's something nasty on there and unpleasant, that's a different value of the case.
Given Jaclyn spoke so quickly, saying the lipsticks are safe to use, and now knowing there have been lab testing showing otherwise, and even Jaclyn possibly trying to hide this information or say it's safe to use, or it's only half of 1%, and not saying like, hey, like these lipsticks might be actually harming people, let me not speak until, you know, we're 100% sure, since it's a safety issue. Could this all be used against Jaclyn if a case went to trial, especially if there's screenshots from her customer servicing? They're perfectly safe to use. And then Jaclyn herself gets lab testing that shows there's mold or contaminants. And then there's other people who are on YouTube, other these biochemist people who are showing like these lipsticks are dangerous, but Jaclyn said, hey, they're safe to use. Is this all evidence?
To me, it's pretty obvious. If you didn't test and then someone's injured, that's a problem. If you make a material misrepresentation, it's safe to use and you have no reason to know, you don't know and you have no reason to know whether that statement is true or not. That's one element of fraud. Fraud is, I make you a promise or representation, it's not true, I knew it wasn't true, or I should have known it wasn't true, and then you suffer damage. That's a fraud or misrepresentation case.
Do you think Jaclyn decided to refund everyone in order to prevent a class action from being established?
I kind of answered a variation on this question whenever it was a week ago.
That was before she decided to issue any refund.
Right. The class action has to show that people are similarly situated. And so if they all bought the product and it was disgusting or there was something untoward about it and they all complained and they weren't given a refund, that could be a class action. But if one person had their lip cut and one person's grossed out by the fuzzy stuff and another person ate it, then it's a closer call as to whether there would be enough commonality to have a class action suit. But certainly refunding everyone the entire price and the shipping and all that is a smart preemptive move.
Well, this kind of sort of answer, but even if she grants everyone a refund, would a class action still be successful for other damages? Assumably those would be personal injury related, not so much for whether you got a refund for a $15 or $20 lipstick. That would be like, okay, like you said, everyone has a similar claim that they had some sort of specific physical injury and they were all coming together to sue over one specific health problem, for example. Would Jaclyn be successful to enforce cease and desist on others doing like independent lab testing or speaking out about and exposing her or Jaclyn Cosmetics products on YouTube? Would she be effective to say, like my channel, for example, if we're being vocal about exposing Jaclyn Cosmetics, she starts issuing cease and desist? People said there might have been some rumors of her team sending cease and desist priorly, like a week or two ago, against others doing lab testing and stuff. Is there any sort of, would she be successful in doing so with a cease and desist on anyone?
Well, I don't think so. Remember, a cease and desist letter is nothing but a piece of paper that someone is writing to you, asking you to stop doing something. It's not a court order. It has no force and effect in and of itself. So I think it would not be upheld for a temporary restraining order to prevent someone from testing the stuff. Or if you're reporting on it, that generally isn't good grounds for a temporary restraining order. If you're saying things that are false and untrue, for example, there was some rumor, urban legend in the 70s and 80s that someone brought a chicken leg from Kentucky Fried Chicken and it was actually rat, and it was Kentucky Fried Rat, and it wasn't true, and that I think you could get a temporary restraining order upheld for.
Or I was just thinking, like, if people said that there was glass or metal in the lipsticks and there weren't, and she was cease and desisting them because they were spreading false or defamatory claims about her lipstick. But again, this isn't just like one person who was like anti-Jaclyn Hill that said, oh, I found this weird, you know, piece of metal or razor blade in my lipstick. It's not just like one person who has one crazy allegation. This is across the board. Everyone's getting these lipsticks or having some form of defective, you know, part of it or contamination or something.
Well, I don't think everyone got
everyone may be, but say the lipstick's so rich, you know, that specific lipstick itself has more contamination than another type of lipstick, which may have more fibers on it. So not every 100% lipstick that is sold, but maybe of certain ones or of consumers, Jaclyn says it's half of 1%. It's way bigger than that, especially if she's deciding to reimburse all these different people. It's not like, in that case, she would just refund the half of 1% and give up, you know, $40,000 in refunds. She's not going to be refunding $5 million if it really truly was just half of 1%. Okay, so the final question. Do you think Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul are actually engaged?
No. They may be, but I'm sure it's just a stunt.
Do you like Jana or Jerica more?
I don't know who that is.
Jake and Erica Costel or Jake and Tana Mongeau?
I don't care.
Who do you like more as a couple, though? But if you had to pick,
I don't
like
care.
right now, you had to pick.
I'm not picking.
Oh.
I don't care.
You thought I was going to end it with like this really intellectual, deep legal question and ask you about Tana Mongeau. Anyways, guys, sorry, my phone is just blowing up here. Oh my god, I just don't know what's going on. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching and sending in all your questions about Jaclyn Hill and Jaclyn Cosmetics. Again, if there's any more developments to this, I'll continue to post more videos as things start to come out. I've done a whole series on this Jaclyn Hill and Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics drama. Jeff and I have done several videos. He's come on and answered questions like this. I've done videos about, you know, Jaclyn's apology, refunding $5 million, the CDC possibly stepping in, like all these different videos. So go down below on my channel and check those out. Also, I really want to hit 100,000 subscribers this year, guys. I'm almost at 40,000. I think we might have a chance to do that, but it is only possible if you guys go down below and subscribe and help me out to reach my goal, and turn on your bell notifications, and you will be posted on all the latest tea on YouTube. I'm going to try to post every single day, give you guys all the tea as it comes out. So if you like that, then make sure to subscribe over here. Jeff is going to be on my channel more as well, but Jeff also has his own segment called Jeff the Grumpy Chef on my other channel, stevenmangotv. So we've done like 2 episodes. I have a 3rd one I still have to edit. So if you want to see Jeff cook, go down below, stevenmangotv. That's going to be linked so you guys can check out Jeff doing his own segment, his own episodes here on YouTube. I think that's everything, guys. Follow me on social media at Steven Mango. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And if you have any other questions for Jeff about Jaclyn Cosmetics, leave them down below and we'll try to answer a couple of them once this video is posted. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.